Okay, thank you. I'm Marty Schenker. I'm the chair of the Jewish Public Affairs Committee of California. Welcome to the JPAC Capital Summit. This is our largest summit ever. There are more than 300 attendees, by far our biggest number ever. And tomorrow, we are going to culminate an amazing and impactful program with more than 100 visits to legislators, also a record. JPAC is a coalition of 30 major Jewish organizations across California, including Jewish community federations, Jewish family service agencies, JCRCs, and others. As the voice of California's Jewish community, we advocate in Sacramento on behalf of California's 1.2 million Jews. We advocate on two pillars that are central to the California Jewish community. First, Jewish community concerns, including anti-Semitism and hate, and community security. And second, Jewish community values, including immigrants' rights, protecting children and the elderly, and advocating for services to alleviate hunger and poverty. Everyone in this room has a reason that they're here. For our attendees, there is a reason why you've come to Sacramento and taken 2 days out of your life to spend on behalf of JPAC's advocacy. And for our members of the legislature, there's a reason that you're all engaged in public service. I've heard many of your stories, and every one of them is inspiring. For me, it's the experience of my family. That's the reason I'm here. My father fled Austria after Nazi stormtroopers ransacked his apartment in Vienna. And when he thought he found freedom in England, he ended up in an internment camp for a full year. His younger sister, my aunt, survived the war by hiding for more than 2 years in an attic in Holland. This family legacy is why both of JPAC's two core pillars resonate for me. It's why I care deeply that tomorrow we will be lobbying for the California Collaborative for Holocaust and Genocide Education to ensure that the lessons of the Holocaust are taught to the next generation. And it's why I'm committed to JPAC's efforts to secure critical case management services for newly arrived immigrants. In all of these advocacy efforts, we collaborate closely with members of the state legislature. We are thrilled that so many of our friends from the legislature are here today. And I want to extend my heartfelt thanks for your collaboration in support of our community's concerns and our community's values. It's now my pleasure to invite up Marie Raftery, the past board chair of JVS of San Diego, who will be inviting our honoree of Legislator of the Year.
I am pleased and honored to have the opportunity to present the Jerry Sampson Memorial Award for esteemed legislator to my state senator and an exceptional leader, Senate President Pro Tem Toni Atkins. The Jerry Sampson Memorial Award is presented annually to a California State Legislator who embodies the spirit and dedication of good civic government that Jerry represented and whose leadership and advocacy on behalf of the organized Jewish community's priorities concerns have been outstanding. A most apt award for our Senator Pro Tem. She was elected to the Assembly in 2010. In 2014, the President Pro Tem was selected to be the Speaker of the Assembly, becoming the first San Diegan to do so. In 2016, she was elected to the state Senate, and the following year was again selected to be the leader of that House. She is the first person in 150 years and the third person in California history to lead both houses of the legislature. As a past board chair and current board member of Jewish Family Service of San Diego, I have been on our campus when Pro Tem Atkins visited. I have witnessed the compassion and care with which she leads. She has firsthand knowledge of our community and specifically the issues for which JPAC advocates. She understands, she gets it. Providing social services for the immigrants, older adults, foster and low-income youth, and victims of domestic and sexual violence are major priorities for JPAC. As the leader of both houses over the past 12 years, Pro Tem Atkins has played a leading role in ensuring critical state resources. The Senate President Pro Tem has played a significant and pivotal role in JPAC's efforts in making certain that anti-Semitic content was removed from the state's ethnic studies curriculum. The first draft was released with deeply problematic content targeting our community. The Pro Tem appointed then Jewish Caucus Chair, Senator Ben Allen, and JPAC Executive Board member, Dr. Anita Friedman, to serve on the Instructional Quality Commission to make the appropriate amendments to the curriculum which the state then adopted. Pro Tem Atkins is a vocal advocate against hate, is a meaningful bridge builder between vulnerable populations with an incredible legacy of service to the Jewish community and all Californians. A trailblazer with a record of delivering results, a pioneer in the fight for LGBTQ+ rights and against anti-Semitism. A distinguished state legislator, JPAC is delighted to present the Jerry Sampson Memorial Award for esteemed legislator to Senate President Pro Tem Toni Atkins.
Well, good evening, and welcome to Sacramento, your state capital. Marie, thank you so much for your incredible leadership, not just in San Diego, our hometown, but across California. And in fact, given the work that you do, I have to say to all of you, the work that you do locally in this country, it impacts everything globally. And I think that's part of the mission and the work that you do because it impacts people throughout the world. Look, I am absolutely humbled and have great humility because you're giving me recognition for work that I do that you have helped me understand was so important. So, you know, the award should be given to us collectively because I couldn't do what I do without all that you've done over the years to help me understand the issues as it relates to the Jewish community. Look, I grew up in Southwest Virginia. I was talking to a few folks before I got up here. We really had no diversity. I kid you not. I went to Catholic church for fun because it was so different than the Pentecostal holiness that I grew up in. And everybody, it was so regimented. I thought that's what they meant by organized religion. So I'm not kidding. But coming to California and being exposed to the broadest diversity, and when you look at our legislature, and I want to acknowledge all of my colleagues that are here, and in particular the Jewish Caucus that has worked so hard with their colleagues to make sure that as we tackle the issues of diversity, that it's inclusive of everyone, including this community. Because, and so I do want to thank my colleagues. So many of them are here from the Senate and from the Assembly. Members of the Jewish Caucus and members of the Legislature at large are here. We are here to be supportive because we know we live in difficult days. We know that there's been a resurgence of hate-fueled rhetoric. All of the gains that we have made for decades feel a little heavy right now as we continue to try to promote diversity and support and love and kindness. And so I'm so glad that you're in the Capitol to talk about what matters to you. Health care, housing, child care, all of the policy issues that you're engaged in, that my colleagues are engaged in. And I will tell you, I will be forever grateful to Jewish Family Service up and down this state, but particularly in my hometown of San Diego, where several years ago, when we came together, and it was JFS that pulled together social service agencies to handle the issue related to asylum seekers coming across the border in San Diego. And JFS, 100 years strong, went back to their roots. They came into being in San Diego to support immigrants. And so it was full circle when they showed up as the lead agency to help us provide services to the immigrants coming across the border. And we spent the holidays together in December a number of years ago providing that support to families. When it comes to ethnic studies, I have to say, you really stepped up, and I want to really acknowledge my colleague Ben Allen, and of course Anita Friedman, who couldn't be here. But there was a lot of work that had to happen there, and it had to happen quickly. Yeah, Alan's the tall guy standing right there. But it really took a lot of work, and I want to acknowledge our colleagues in the legislature who also were part of really taking a look at the ethnic studies bill and making sure that it was inclusive, that it was everything it needed to be. And our work is not done. There is more work to do, but I just want to say in conclusion, to receive the Jerry Sampson Memorial Award, I never had the opportunity to meet Jerry. But I have heard from so many that it was his vision, his tenacity, his passion that really is the underpinning for all of the work that's done throughout the state from the 70s on. And so I want to accept this on behalf of my colleagues because it really takes all of us continuing to work together to do this work with deep appreciation to JFS, to JPAC, and to all of you for the work that you do each and every day. I know that we will continue to make a difference. Thank you.
One of the members who's here is Speaker Designate Robert Rivas, and I just want to acknowledge you coming out of your busy day to join us. And Speaker Designate, you came to an event recently in San Francisco. I don't know how far you drove to make it, but the fact that you join us means a lot to us. And thank you to all our friends in the Assembly and Senate. So please do come up.
Can we get a round of applause for all the legislators in the room? Thank you. Thank you. Look at how many people are here. Thank you. So we're going to do a quick picture. Come on in, come on in, come on in.
I'm coming with the guys.
Watch the stand in front of the protest. Yeah, come on in.
You're a little taller. You're taller.